Row 18, plot 20.
Oh my. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. If you're watching the replay, thank you. I'm going to get a few things set up. So, happy Monday. What is today? January what? The 30th? Is today the 30th? Yeah, the 30th. Woo! Um, so, I'm trying to get my TV set, and it's so frustrating because you have to like literally type every letter on your Roku. Come on. You got an arrow, arrow. Here we go. There we go. So probably do a short stream, like about an hour, do a little check-in, little coffee chat. I've got a busy day scheduled. Dang. I just looked at myself on one of the other screens, and I do broadcast in 1080p, so if I don't look crispy, change that setting. Good morning, Nanette. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Nanette's Necessities Witching Entertainment Hideout. My new mug, one of my new coffee mugs. It's heavy. Uh, so are you just waking up, Nanette, or have you been up? I've been a little bit of both because it's my days off, so I just take little naps. So my eyes are feeling a little red and burning a little bit. Um, Thank you. Yeah, I have a. I don't. I did an unboxing for these. I just got them, but I don't think the unboxing hits until February 12th. So you have to wait till the 12th of February to see the actual unboxing. But it's steamy hot. I'm drinking. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm drinking, I think, gingerbread. I bought so many after Christmas, like flavored coffees. Been up since one. I think I got up at. I think I went to bed around one, and then I got up at five. But on these days off, I have a very short amount of time to watch the movies I'm doing reviews for, and I had four reviews, four movies to watch for reviews, and two unboxing videos to film, all for February. And then I filmed um, about nine shorts to put on through the week because the shorts are basically what's driving my subscribers. I have a weird subscriber number right now. I'm at 2,222. It's all twos. It's kind of exciting. So you've been up since one. So what will you do? Like take a little nap and then get back up and then take a little nap. Today's Monday, so probably not a whole lot of stuff going on. I I don't think I have to do any running around today, which is nice. So I think I can just stay in my pajamas all day. Pajama day. That's what we used to call it when my kids were little. On those days where we could just stay home and not do anything, it would be pajama day. Hayama day. Uh, but that coffee's feeling good. I'm definitely a little hungry, so I'm not sure. I might have to eat. Um, it's too early to order pizza, and I didn't order any yesterday. Normally, I order pizza on Sundays, and then I have leftovers. But today I didn't. I didn't do that last night. Didn't do that. So what else is what's going on, Nanette? What's happening in your neck of the woods? It's really cold here today. It's the coldest it's been all week. It's like 26 degrees. Yeah, 26 degrees. Supposed to have snow on and off all day, but still better than previous years. Definitely better than it has been. Do a little cleaning. Yeah, that's it's funny you say that. Like when I woke up at what did I say 5? Um, I was hungry, so I made soup at 5 a.m. I was making potato bacon soup. 46 degrees. That's not too bad at all. That's shorts weather. I would be outside with my shorts on. But I made potato soup, potato and bacon soup. I didn't like make it. It was out of a can, but um, I did dishes too. Like I don't know. Normally I don't do the dishes until the end of the day. Hey James, Valkyrie is about to die. Valkyrie is about to die. Valkyrie is about to die. Is that code? Is that like a is that like a secret message you decrypted from the Russians with your IT work? I've never played Gauntlet. No, it does sound familiar, but I could be confusing that with Joust. Is Gauntlet like an old 8-bit game, or is it something more new? I'm kind of a poser gamer. Like, I'm not like a real gamer because I only play the DC Universe Online. Although I do want to, I'm going to write that down because I keep meaning to look for like horror type games to play other than um, my DC Universe. Search horror PC games. 80s arcade game. Yeah, it does sound familiar. PS2. Oh, I feel that. I feel that. I've had two of the best naps over this past day. They've been like 4 hour naps. Very, very solid naps. My knee pain has gone away, which is incredible because that was really bad on Sunday morning. And it's gone. And my shoulder and knee pain are gone. I blame Satan and coffee. I shouldn't say blame. I mean credit. I credit those two things. So Busy day, James, or kind of a slow start to the week? Monday, you got to ease on in. You got to like tiptoe, get a feel for the water, and then make some waves, and then go from there. Nope, nothing. Just quiet. So are you kind of like on call, like troubleshooter kind of a deal? Do you have family members that tell you that they forgot their passwords and they need IT help? How can they recover their passwords? Wow, waiting for the day to end already at only 9 o'clock. That's the worst. When you get if you're already feeling that way before it's even lunchtime, that's the worst. Peppermint tea. Peppermint tea. Um, I have drank tea on just a few occasions. I can't say that I'm like a very good tea person. Two remote days left over the pandemic schedule. We don't really do anything on, on remote days. Okay, yeah, so you're just remote. Um, I did have a friend who I think we were both kind of like questioning whether or not we could date. So we kind of did like these get togethers. We didn't call them dates, but we would meet up for like coffee or whatever. And then she invited me over for tea once. And I would have normally like said no to somebody about tea, but this was somebody who we were trying to, I think we were each kind of trying to feel out if we were going to be a match or not before we committed to saying, hey, do you want to go on an actual date? Um, and I think the tea get together is what put the final, it won't work for both of us. So it was a mutually friendly kind of like, okay, we dodged a bullet. We didn't like make it official by saying let's go on a real date, but she had such an assortment of tea, and we tried a couple, and I just couldn't do it, even with like a ton of milk. Yeah, tea is supposed to be better for like that kind of stuff, and I understand why people like it. I don't like claim that coffee is better than for you or anything like that, but just like I don't know why I don't like the tea. I just don't. I have not found one at all. Even cold teas. I definitely think tea transitions better as a cold beverage than coffee does. Like people that drink cold coffee, I don't understand that. Like as soon as my coffee starts getting just a little lukewarm, I start getting like ugh, ugh. But tea, for some reason, I understand. I think because when you're a kid, you kind of grow up knowing that there's a thing called iced tea, so it's not as foreign a concept. Although today's generation of kids probably have exposed themselves to iced coffee when that didn't really exist when I was a kid, or if it did, it was a secret that I didn't know about. I have fond memories of coffee. Yeah, I drink flavor coffee too, though. That's true. I'm like a coffee drinker, but I have to have like the milk. Like I can't drink it black. And I'm drinking this is I think gingerbread flavor, and I do pumpkin spice and I do hazelnut. So I have to do like flavors. But when I was a little kid, my exposure to coffee was um, from summers at at family get-togethers camp. Um, there was 8 of us grandkids and all the my aunts and uncles, my parents. We would go to my grandparents on my dad's side's uh, cabin in the woods. Sounds kind of scary, but it was cabin in the woods up in Messina, New York. uh, kind of close to Canada. It's up north. But there were so many of us kids that we were like sleeping on floors, and I don't know, for some reason, because I was the first grandchild, I was the oldest by not much. I would get like to sleep on the couch, which was right next to the kitchen. And my grandmother would get up so early, no matter how late they were up drinking. Um, she would be up so early making the coffee. My grandparents slept in separate rooms too. That was also a weird thing, like I didn't understand. Um, but they would get up so early with coffee, and you weren't allowed to get up. I guess it was like the adult time to kind of decompress their hangovers or whatever. But you could hear them when they would stir their. So I got very familiar with the sound of who was drinking what at what time based on the sound of their coffee mug. It's such a strange thing. But I grew to love the smell of coffee because it would come into the living room that I was sleeping on the couch. I remember when my grandfather died, like I said, my grandparents slept in separate rooms. So this cabin had two bedrooms. And when my grandfather died, I was the oldest grandchild. So I got to like take his bed. It was very weird. I felt a little weird. And I think he was there one time. Yeah, I think it was probably a common thing. I think the way it was explained to me was that my grandfather um, had sleep apnea, which I can relate to because I have that as well. So he had a very uh, loud snore, and he was a big, very tall guy, and he had like a barrel chest. Um, and I think that I think I remember it being explained to me that he had sleep apnea, and that's why they slept in different rooms. But it definitely was weird taking over the bedroom. And then at one point they built this bunk house. They called it a bunk house. So it was really far from the cabin, but not so far that it was out of visible sight. But they built this bunk house for the eight of us with a bathroom and a shower. And it was just really like probably something that you could go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy like a shed kit, and you could just build your own big shed. But this one was tall and a little bigger than maybe a normal shed. And they just bought like eight mattresses that would stay stacked up. And then when we would go to sleep, we would have to pull each mattress down and get our sleeping bags. Yeah, I I definitely know my wife when we were married. There were definite times when she could not sleep because of my sleep apnea. And the thing with the sleep apnea is it's not just snoring; it's the stopping of the person stops breathing, and then they gasp for air. And I was at the highest level of apnea that there was on the scale when I did my sleep study. So um, I was immediately prescribed one of the CPAP machines. I sleep so much better with it. And I'm a heavy sleeper at times, but I can be a light sleeper, but I am I have very deep dreams. I had some really fun dreams this week. Always try to pin down what sparks certain dreams that I have. When I dream about the mall, I think it is related to work. I think I've determined because for a very long time I worked as a district manager for Spencer Gifts, which is at the mall. But I do also like to shop, so it could be that. Maybe I'm a shopaholic. That coffee is already getting a little lukewarm. I'm glad I'm down to Just a little bit left. These mugs are so good. So, Nanette, have you watched any good movies lately? Or James, even? James? I want to know what James watches. What kind of movies does James watch? I know he only watches my horror channel because of me. It's not about the horror content. So I would be interested to know what kind of movies. And and maybe I'll check them out. Yeah, I'm glad that I did it. Some people resist it, but it definitely helped. I thought about your the shirt for a while last night. I kind of think I need it. Yeah, that is Dylan Cat. I can't remember. It's in the if you go to the website, the Satanic Temple website, go under the sale tab. It's it's a sale item, I think, if I remember correctly. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can even find it. But I also want to know what kind of movies you watch, James. My browsers are really slow. I don't know what's my computer is a few years old, but it was a high powered gaming computer at the time, but it's probably pushing 3 or 4 years. I don't know if that's what it is. But I also recently installed a VPN. The Warlock movies, um, yeah, those are good. So when I go to the tab that says shop on the Satanic Temple, I don't see where it says sale. Why is that? So I'm positive. I wonder if it was a short time. Oh no. So click on the shop, click shop all, and then there's the sale tab. And there's a bunch of $15 shirts. And yeah, this is the Dylan Garrett Smith shirt. It's still on there. It's still available. There's a lot of good shirts. There's a pumpkin shirt that I almost got. Um, there's a couple of witch. I got that friend of Satan mug. There's a t-shirt version of this, and they were only $15. And I think I bought them when they sent me an email for an additional 30% off. So don't have the patience to sit through a movie ghost and demon related. Okay, I can definitely understand the not having the patience for a movie. I just watched an excruciating movie this morning for my Saturday review, and it was so hard to get through it. Yeah, the I think you've mentioned it before. Is the Satanic Temple website. The shipping is so crazy, but there's that. There's my coffee. Coffee's over. Chat's done, guys. Just kidding. Just kidding. These morning streams are so weird because it's hit or miss who's awake at this time. Most of the horror community channels do their streams at night, which I am also doing. And who knows? Maybe I'll get bored and I'll pop on and do another game stream like I did yesterday. That was kind of unexpected. I just did it. Yeah, and the mugs are like $30 for regular price stuff. So I have mixed emotions about it because I am actually a card carrying Satanic Temple member. Like I have a membership to the Satanic Temple and to uh, the Anton LaVey Church of Satan, the Satanic Church. I don't know why I'm saying that wrong, but um, so I have paid memberships to both of those churches, and I'm an ordained minister coincidentally as well. So that always freaks people out. They're like, "How can you be the member of satanic churches but then be an ordained minister?" And then I explain, ordained ministers don't actually have to believe in God. Yeah, you're a member of the Satanic Temple too? Then cool. Yeah, I have my I keep my satanic rights right here. They're right by my desk because people love to debate. Uh, that all we do is sacrifice cats and virgins. Very nice. I think the satanic churches are the largest growing churches in the country as far as memberships go. So interesting. Yeah, I have an older card. I noticed that the cards that they have available now are like newer looking. Let's see. This is my Church of Satan, and then the this is the Satanic Temple one. It's a nice plastic card. I got the red, and then here's my credential of ministry, Minister Reverend James D. Martin. I'm a reverend. Yeah, yeah, I could get another one too. I thought about that, and the certificate that they have now is a little bit cooler looking than the one that I have. Um, but you don't have to be a paid member to be a member. Um, that's just my way. I just did that to contribute, but you don't need to actually have a paid membership. It's the same thing with like being a witch. The only thing you, the only criteria you need to be a witch is to call yourself a witch, and the only thing you need to do to call yourself a Satanist is to call yourself a Satanist. Basically, you can be whatever you designate yourself. Um, but the Satanic rites, um, and I don't know that I'm calling that the right thing. Yeah, Blackcraft definitely likes to slap their name on everything. I do love Blackcraft though. Yeah, Tenants. That's what I was trying to think. Tenants. Yeah, that's not for everybody. Plus, just the term Satanist turns people off because they don't know what it is. So there's like a huge stigma. Apparently, I like to associate myself with anything that creates like a stigma. Like at work, people are so confused because I have painted nails, and there are so many different types of people that work on overnight at Walmart that some literally just will not even walk next to me. They won't walk by me. They're so confused. And then there's other people that could care less. So it's just, I assume that's true with anything in life. I just think it's funny um, when you notice that about people. So I think I'm going to have a pretty quiet day. I'm going to have to take a nap, obviously, a little later. Man, my subscribers count just keeps going. We're at 22, 23. So we got one new subscriber during this live stream. That's pretty cool. Exactly. Delicious. Yes. It's funny. But there are stereotypes that I do fall in as well, which is just funny also coincidentally. There are stereotypes, but then there are some that I do for the sake of, like 666, like freaks people out. So I use 666 in everything. I put it in my passwords. I put it in everything else. Yeah, understandable for sure. Definitely. Yeah, so that's the one thing about like with my philosophy. Um, I don't um, believe in like a singular uh, God or whatever. So Satanism for me is like a great way to stay grounded and to have like some something to fall back on, something to read, something to motivate. If anyone gets actually into the beliefs of Satanism, then it's not much different than other conventional religions, other than the focus being on yourself and your well-being, other than worshiping someone else or something else. But I went to church as a kid. I was very active in the church. Actually, my parents were not, but my best friend next door was. His entire family was very religious, and his grandfather was even the pastor of the church that we went to. So I was very active in the church for a very long time. Um, yeah, I follow that too. I follow that. Yeah, I think there's all sorts of possibilities. I like to think of things in terms of, I refer to and I make comments about like the universe. I always say like, well, this is the universe's way of telling me to go this way, or this is the universe telling me to go this way. Or if something bad happens, I say, oh, the universe just course corrected something I did bad by doing this bad to me. So again, it's whatever gets you through your day or your current feelings. But I'm all for whatever each person needs. Whatever you find that works for you is absolutely the right thing to do. It's the perfect way to handle it. Nobody should ever tell you any different or try to convince you otherwise. That's the one thing about conventional religion that I really don't like, is that a large part of it is to preach to people that are non-believers and convert. I don't like the preach and convert um, tactics of religions. So, because I'm like, to each his own. What gets you through, what gets you through. I understand completely how believing in a God and having faith gets people through some of the toughest times. So, I'm all, whatever, each person does. It's the way everything should be. Whatever makes your life the easiest and happiest, if it's not hurting other people, like, it's none of my business. It's nobody's business. It's your own business. It is the business of the business. Let's see. I can see the chat pop up on the one, but then it doesn't pop up on StreamYard for a couple of seconds. It's like the longest. Here we go. Because now I can read your comment. I'm okay with people believing whatever they want as long as they do not try to make me believe it. But of course, there's only one religion out there that does that, and I think, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, I don't like the preach and convert tactics. I think you have to have a tolerance. Not everybody shares that ability to kind of look the other way. Like, my philosophy is, if something that somebody else does bothers me, I'm not going to get them to change doing that. I'm not going to get them to all of a sudden stop doing whatever it is that bothers me, but doesn't necessarily bother a lot of other people. So, how do you handle that situation? Do you bring it up to that person and say, you know what? I don't really like when you say this or when you do that. what good is that? It's creating an issue. It's creating a problem. So I just choose to just phase that person out. Like just you just distance yourself. I've definitely learned that over time. You can't please everyone. You can't change the way you are to please like a person, and you lose yourself. And you can't expect somebody else to change the way they are for one person because it doesn't work that way. You got to kind of like find the level of what you tolerate, and then that's how you have your relationships. How much are you willing to go? Like that one friend that I was just talking about from when I was a kid, like he's still uh, active in my life. He's probably the oldest friend the longest friend in real life that I have. But even now, we still only get together maybe twice a year for a lunch. And religion comes up every once in a while. Um, and I just try to steer clear of the conversation because we are at such opposite spectrums for that. But his sister just passed away last week, so I do feel pretty bad. And because we were neighbors, we had that neighborhood thing going where when you're like that preteen and teenage years, your first girlfriend is your best friend's sister. So his like first girlfriend was my sister, and my first girlfriend was his sister. So just kind of interesting, but yeah, she just passed away, so um, kind of sad. But she was dealing with some health issues, so I think it's insensitive sometimes when people say, "Oh, she's better off now without the pain," but she probably is better off. Um, and I know that's shitty. It feels weird to say stuff like that, but it is sometimes just the way it is. So I don't know. I would make another cup of coffee, but my coffee machine is so loud. We did just have a Keurig single cup K cup brewer go on clearance for like $25. I really wish that would have been available when I bought this one. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I think that it's a she had something cancer ish as well, and it's hard to watch somebody go through that. It's agonizing, and sometimes sometimes we become not purposefully. Is that a word? Purposefully? It's not our intent, but we become selfish with the people in our lives, and we don't want to lose them, and we don't want them to let go of their fight for our sake, even though they're just battling such pain. So every once in a while, I get existential, and I think, if I get cancer, like how will I handle it? Will I keep it a secret? No, I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to do drips. I'm millennial minded, and I have to do K cups. K cups are the TikTok of coffee. It's easy. Put one little cup in. I don't have to measure anything. I pour water into the tank, and then voila, voila! I've got my coffee in one cup because it's just me. So I can't drink a whole pot. I did do the drip. Okay, so I did start with drip back in the day, but I never would drink the whole pot, and I didn't like to clean the thing. And I think I might have broke one. I think that's how I ended up converting to the Keurig, the latest coffee innovation. I remember jumping on the Keurig bandwagon like really close to the start of the Keurig craze when they were like super expensive. And working at Walmart, you get tempted by things because you're working, 40 plus hours a week, and you walk by these beautiful coffee makers that come in this variety of colors, and they hold this big tank of water. And you're like, oh my God, that's brilliant. So that's what happened. I fell into the Keurig conundrum, and I've had two Keurigs in my lifetime. Actually, the first one lasted so long, and then when I separated and I moved out, I had to buy a new one, and because I just left the old one behind. When I separated from my wife, I used that as an excuse to buy so many new things when I could have taken quite a few, but just was easier to buy new. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have to watch two more movies. I've watched two overnight, and they were horrible. I watched a movie called Eight Ball Clown for Saturday morning circus for this Saturday's video. And then I watched a movie called Alone at Night, uh, which really seemed like it was going to be a movie that was perfect for me because it's about adult webcam girl kind of horror movie, but it just really was no good. So I have two drastically different movies to watch later today. One called Titanic 666, which, we just talked about the 666, the Oogie Boogie numbers. But the Titanic 666 is a movie about the Titanic. And it's a, oh, let's see. I'm trying to read this, find it's got really bad reviews, but I have to watch it. I have to see what it's about. Darn it. I thought I read something about it being a movie that takes place like it's the third Titanic movie or the third actual Titanic ship. And then I'm watching a movie called Play Dead that I really, really am hoping it's going to be good. It's about this criminology student that fakes her death so that she can break into a morgue. But then once she's in the morgue, she kind of gets trapped in there and she finds out that there's all kinds of shenanigans going on. And it's got Jerry O'Connell in it. And I'm kind of a low key Jerry O'Connell fan. I think he's, hey, Video Tasties. Good morning. Yeah. So I'm kind of a low key Jerry O'Connell fan. I liked him in Satanic Panic. Um, he used to be on that TV show Sliders. I used to really like that show. That also had that Rise Days V's. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing his name right. But Sliders was a fun show when that first came out. Like that really tapped into like the multiverse concept a little ahead of its time. I think they did a remake of it. It seems like that's the trend. A lot of 90s TV series and 80s TV series all get kind of rebooted. Even Quantum Leap, that I really loved. I liked that show with Dean Stockwell back in the day. But I'm like, I don't give any of these new reboots a try. Like they've done Magnum PI, Hawaii 5 I might do the Love Boat, but I don't think they could pull the Love Boat off. If they did a reboot of the Love Boat, because the Love Boat's niche was the guest stars. So I don't think they could pull that off nowadays. I don't think there's maybe they could. I don't know. Like if you could do the remake of the Love Boat, or would you make it a movie? Would you make the Love Boat a movie? I don't know. Hawaii 5 is horrible. Yeah, see, that's why I'm nervous to try any of these new remakes. What other ones are there? There's been like a whole bunch of them, and I don't count like all the spin-off series are different. Like that's a different thing. Like the CSI Philadelphia, CSI New Orleans, CSI Nevada, CSI Poughkeepsie. There's like NCIS Seattle, NCIS Las Vegas. There's all those spin-off shows. I don't count those. Oh, you know what is the most recent one that I noticed was Night Court. Now, Night Court, when I was a kid, I really enjoyed because it was like a show that had some pretty good adult humor, and I really liked John Larroquette. Um, and I loved that the judge Harry, whatever Harry something, was a magician, and Robert Mull, what or Richard Mull was the bailiff. Like they had just like the perfect cast. But I see now that the girl that was on the Big Bang Theory um, is now the judge. They rebooted that series, and she's actually the daughter of the the original TV show's judge. In the show, she's not in real life his daughter, but in the show. So she was Bernadette on the Big Bang Theory, and she had that really high pitched voice. And I saw just a commercial for the Night Court show, and she uses her real voice, and it threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? He's going to be in this one as well. What did I miss? Who's going to be in what? But yeah, Night Court got rebooted. It's just weird. Maybe a Knight Rider reboot would be fun. Um, but I don't know. You can't really do like a everyday cars are so computerized now that you can't have a show about a ultra computerized car because those are available now. Um, so that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. How did my chat switch to live or top chat? So what did you mean by he's going to be in this one as well? Probably one of the actors that I mentioned. John Larroquette is in. He reprises his role. I don't know that he did a lot after Night Court, but he's definitely very gray now. He's got like the full white hair and beard. When I was a kid, the TV show Match Game was my favorite game show because again, that had a lot of celebrity um, guest people. I guess Alec Baldwin did a remake of the game show, but I never saw his version of it. I just couldn't do it. Gene Rayburn and Betty White, Richard Dawson, and all those people. That I will rewatch that when I see it on the Game Show Network or one of the old. There's so many retro TV channels now because they can just probably get the licenses to play those shows so cheap. So probably going to wrap it up in a couple of minutes, maybe 15 or so. I think the morning coffee chats are really only good for about an hour. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought you meant. The John Larroquette is in that Night Court show. Yeah, has it started yet, or did they just do a commercial? Maybe I just saw a commercial for it as it's coming soon. I'm so out of touch with like network television that I have forgotten when the seasons are. The streaming services have kind of screwed up my ability to know when, like the traditional, hey, Mr. Flickster, good morning. Welcome into the chat. Thank you. Thanks for hitting the likes up, everybody. I know this hasn't been like the most um, uh, impactful, live stream. It's not really intended to be. It's just kind of casual. Um, and because it's so early morning, I don't get bummed out that it's only like a couple people. But hello, Mr. Flickster. We've been talking about Keurigs and coffee, and right now we're kind of just we kind of got on the topic of television show reboots. Um, so I'm not sure if Video Tasties is still here or not, but Hobbs Horror posted a Rocky Horror video this morning inspired by your live stream from the other day. Well, pleasantly surprised. That's very complimentary. Thank you. Pleasantly surprised. I'm going to add that to my resume. Pleasantly surprised. Very nice. Mr. Flickster works that overnight, or you're in a part of the world where you're like way ahead of us. I don't think I remember. I'm so bad with remembering a lot of the channels' locations, like people's real names and their locations. I get lost in it. Yeah, exactly. Me too. I jumped on to the cut the cord movement before it was a movement. Um, we just got to the point where our kids were not watching TV as much, and my ex-wife and I never watched anything together, anyways. And I had like this man cave, so I was always just watching movies, anyways. So yeah, we just finally cut the cord, and I don't think we ever missed it. Yeah, outdoor antenna. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Niagara Falls. We're like neighbors. Mr. Flickster, I think you said that you have had trouble emailing me, correct? Wasn't there a couple of weeks ago? I checked all my spam and everything too to see if there was an email from you. I am also on Instagram, and I do check Facebook a couple times a week. If you can't email me, I'm pretty sure it was you that said that. I know there was another person that said it as well. There's been two people that have said that. You can Instagram. I almost always check. I do check that. I don't post as much as I should on Instagram. I'm trying to get better at that, but I definitely communicate with other people the most through the Instagram messaging. So if you have Instagram or Facebook, the nice thing about those is that they'll send me an email notification that I have a message. So it's harder to miss those. But otherwise, it's row 18 plot 20 at yahoo.com. Nice little homage to the Halloween movie. Um, I don't know why I felt it necessary to create like this fictitious production company when I started this channel, but I had always loved that row 18 plot 20, and so I just used that. You'd think I would have used something from Blue Velvet, since that's where the name of the channel actually comes from. I think I decided that if I become monetized and I do like a watch party, we're going to watch Blue Velvet. I've actually written down that idea. Um, I don't know if I'll do memberships or not. People keep asking me if I'm going to do memberships, and I feel weird about it because I feel like I do a pretty aggressive channel as far as content. I post every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. So to try to squeeze in a membership perk, I feel like I would end up having to scale back my daily content, and I don't know. Like, I have to figure that out. Yeah, Blue Velvet is one of those movies that's so bizarre. Some people don't like it. It's got some ultra violent scenes in it. It's got perversion, voyeurism. Um, just there's so many levels to it. David Lynch is definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but I remember the first time I saw that movie, it just really, uh, it just really blew me away. I was young, and I think my dad had rented it or it was on HBO. I can't remember. For some reason, I think it was an actual VHS tape that I watched. And not too long after that, David Lynch did the Twin Peaks. But David Lynch is such an odd guy, but he's so lovable. He does like a daily, well, he did for a while. I haven't seen it, but he would do like a daily video check-in where he would tell the date and the weather. But his voice is just so iconic. Oh, Terrifier 2. Was that a first time watch? That's that's a movie that's ultra violent. I need to rewatch that because I think I missed some things. I've seen a lot of reviews after it came out, and I think I missed some things. Yeah, yeah, I was young too. I know Nanette, you're older than I am, so we might have been around the same age when I saw that. But I really liked Twin Peaks. I know he did Eraserhead and Elephant Man, and yeah, first time. What'd you think? Was it overhyped or was it what you expected? We've had this debate before. I've explained this to you. You're older. I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. Um, yeah. Yeah, let me know, Mr. Flickster, what you thought about that movie. It's definitely different. But I do think I need. That's the problem. Like, I watch so many movies now because of my aggressive content plan that to do a rewatch of a movie is hard to do. But I do want to try to get Terrifier 2 in. And I could technically rewatch it to do a review for my Saturday videos because they're all clown. On Saturdays, my movie reviews are just clown horror, so I could do it. But for for the Saturday morning circus clown movie reviews, I'm doing um, like I'm not doing it, and I'm not doing Terrifier. I'm not doing like the common ones. I'm doing like the older ones. That's cool. Yeah, I loved it. It's definitely good, and it leaves open for a third. There's without a doubt going to be a third in the series. I'm barely over 40. You're splitting hairs. Although my birthday is coming up. My birthday is coming up on March 31st. And I finally decided yesterday that on Friday, March 31st, I'm going to actually do a birthday live stream. I wasn't going to, but I am going to. I even made my thumbnail last night because I was so excited about the idea. So there it is. That will be on March 31st. That's a Friday night. My birthday's on a Friday. I think. I should double check the calendar. Boy, wouldn't that be funny if I screwed that up? March 31st. Yeah, it's a Friday. Because it's also WrestleMania weekend. WrestleMania is on April 1st and 2nd. So I took that whole weekend off. I'm going to be doing buku live streams. Does everything a good sequel should do. It continues the story already established, expands the world of the character, adds new elements of intrigues, and improves on. It does. You're totally right. And most importantly, gives me you more of what you love about the original without feeling repetition. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think he has established himself as an icon at this point. September 8th. September 8th. Let's look. What is September 8th? That date sounds familiar. I think September. Let's see. Oh, see, there is a reason why. Because I have a card. I have a calendar and I had this index card and I knew there was something about September. September 17th was the original air date of Bewitched. And I wrote down this idea for the Monday night live stream to do a stream about the TV show Bewitched. So your birthday's on a Friday too. Happy days. Happy days. So I've decided on the concept of doing the birthday live stream, but I don't know what will be involved. If I'm just gonna just do a random conversation, or if I'll have people visit, or what. Who knows? I don't know. But can you guys hear my refrigerator in the background? I have to punch it. Let's see if I can get it in one shot. See if I can hit the sweet spot. That took a lot of tries. That latest refrigerator pounding was dedicated to James, who's on remote working today. See, there it is. Can't hear it? Punch it away. That one was for you. That was a multiple little love tap I had to give the fridge. So that's funny. But yeah, I think we've hit the 1 hour mark. I really appreciate everybody coming in and hitting the like button. I see we have 8 of them. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day. If you guys are up tonight at 10, I have my live stream that I normally do called Monday Till Midnight. And my sister Pam has been in the hospital this week. And she says, I'm going to talk to her right after this stream. She says she's going to be okay to be on the stream. But I actually don't know if she's even been released from the hospital. So we will hopefully see her tonight. But I would love for everybody to check in. I hope I may have big channel news to share tonight. I think that's cool. I did not know that, but I do love Stephen King. So if you can check out tonight's stream at 10, the link is up in the pinned comments. You can hit that notify me. You can share it out to your sisters and your brothers and your mothers and your fathers and your grandparents and your neighbors. And yeah, hopefully we'll see Pam and everything will be good. Yes, thank you so much. And you know what? It's not out of the question that I might pop on again after a nap and do some gaming because I'm all over the place. But we're going to take it easy. Thank you, Mr. Flickster, Video Tasties, Nanette, James. I hope, let's see, who else was in here? For some reason, I think there was one more person. Oh, Now It's Dark was here. Oh, that's me. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a great afternoon. September 21st. I see your comment. I do see it.